What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 49, and we start today's episode off by seeing another bid has come in for Fabian Delph. Our English midfielder is in hot demand right now, and Bayern Munich, the German side, the German giants, want to take him to the Allianz Arena. We asked for £17 million, as they only offered £10.5 million. Didn't think that was enough, and as you can see, Rodriguez has again declined his contract. Ricardo Rodriguez does not want to come into us, which is very frustrating. So we go ahead and offer him a new one. I gave him 85 grand a week on a 4-year deal on crucial first team player status, and I just don't think he's going to come to us. What can I say? But after that, we saw that Arsenal would not go back in for Delph. They said the money we asked for was too much, and Bayern Munich said they would go as high as 16.5 million for Delph. So we said yes. We said okay, you can take him for 16.5 million. I'm okay with that. Of course, West Ham already had a 16 million pound bid accepted, and if you can believe this, Fabian Delph chose West Ham United. He chose Upton Park over Bayern Munich and the Allianz Arena. I don't know what to say. He chose the Championship over the Bundesliga. I don't know. I mean, look, I know that Delph had that bid accepted by West Ham a few days ago, and that Bayern Munich bid was only accepted the day before Delph chose West Ham. But I don't know why exactly a player would have such limited intelligence in the game. He wouldn't know that with Arsenal also coming in for him, he could do a bit better than the Championship. And this isn't about me being bad-mouthing West Ham. I'd say it's about Millwall. I'd say it's about any Championship side in the game, which obviously at the moment West Ham are. A first-team player who's having a great season in the Premier League would not choose to go to that club. And I don't know. I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong. I've managed to make £16 million on the guy. But I just can't understand it. Like, I really can't. Why would he not just wait a couple of days and say, hey, do you know what? I can see that my club has just accepted a £16.5 million bid from Bayern Munich. Maybe I should wait a couple of days, think about it, even if I do want to go for West Ham for some strange reason, think about it, and then most likely choose the more logical option. I don't know. It's weird as hell, but we sold Delph. He's gone to West Ham for £16 million, and there you go. Now we need to set about finding a new midfielder to replace him. And, you know, I love Delph. We didn't have to sell him if we didn't want to, but, you know, I thought £16 million was a lot of money and too much to turn down, really. So we've been looking at other players. One is Christoph Kramer, who I put a bid in for, and then Everton hijacked it by putting in a £5 million bid, which I had to go and put in myself. So we put in a £5 million bid for Kramer, but it looks as though he is going to go into Everton now, which is very frustrating. And there's other players as well, such as Kavlak too, and Gaston Gil Romero is another one I was looking at. Quite a lot of CMs I'm looking at right now. We don't even need to sign another central midfielder. We got Will Hughes, got Craig Gardner. Obviously, Jakob is going to be the man to replace Delph in midfield for the time being in our first choice midfield role with Mulumbu. But, you know, we've got other CMs there who are available to play. We don't need another CM if we don't want to sign one, but I probably will anyway, just because Delph is going to leave a big hole for us to fill. And he was a great player for us, as he was a very good sort of, what's the best word to explain it? A bit of an aggressive midfielder that wins the ball back for us and starts up attacks. But still, we did indeed take on Carlisle United for the first game of today's episode in the FA Cup third round replay. And of course, in the original game, we should have brushed aside Carlisle, the League 2 side, with relative ease, and we didn't. We drew it by 1 goal each. It was an unbelievably poor game, and in a way I was fortunate we actually managed to take this game to a replay here. And I didn't really know what to expect. I thought we'd do better than we did at the Hawthorns, to be honest. Bigger Romana had our first chance, but a shot was saved by Gillespie. And in the 29th minute we came down the left hand side with Savanier here, our scout future star, cuts inside. Really good chance, fake shots around the last man, and it's O'Hanlon who drags him to the floor, pulling his shirt. And our French winger wins us a penalty on the half-an-hour mark. So, penalty to West Bromwich Albion. Of course, in the first game, the only reason we drew it and managed to take it to a replay is because we scored a penalty. And we got another penalty against Carlisle here. They'll feel hard done by to concede 2 penalties in 2 games against us. They'll say it's the big club bias, if you will. But to be honest, you can't really debate that one. He's pulling on his shirt all day, and the referee has no choice but to give a spot kick. So, penalty to West Brom. The man that's going to stand up and take it is our skipper for the night, Chris Brunt. And of course, Chris Brunt scored the penalty that took this game to a replay, so I had total faith in the Northern Irish winger, and we went the same way again, and this time it's the same result as the goalkeeper dives the wrong way, and we make it Carlisle 0, West Brom 1. So 30 minutes in, we take the lead against the League 2 side, and you know, from that point on, it seemed as though it was going to be plain sailing, because I couldn't see them causing us too many more shocks, I guess, in terms of coming forward and looking quite threatening. So as Brunt makes it 1-0 here, in the 37th minute we're on the break again as Will Hughes roulettes round O'Hanlon, who gave the penalty away. He and James Wilson on loan from United play a quick 1-2. Hughes goes forward, but again the save is made by Gillespie, and Carlisle get the ball away. So still 1-0 as things stood. On the stroke of half time, a good chance to make it 2-0 again. The ball gets played forward towards Ben Taleb. Quick little first time back heel to James Wilson, back inside towards Ben Taleb, who rides to challenge his man, goes through one-on-one, but again it's Gillespie making the save at his near post, and it is still 1-0. So we were doing everything we needed to do. You know, we were in control, to be honest, and playing quite well. Carlisle almost scored themselves a shock equaliser in the 73rd minute as Granger's free kick went just over the bar and out for a goal kick. But in stoppage time, with the game still at 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion, we cross the ball in here. It's cleared away, only as far as Chris Brunt. Brunt spots the runner Gamboa. The Costa Rican crosses the ball in, and Julian Green, who came off the bench, heads in the second goal of the game and makes it Carlisle 0, West Bromwich Albion 2. So we go ahead and claim the win. That puts us through to the FA Cup 4th round. It was a more routine game than the first game we played against them, which of course finished 1-1, obviously. But even so, the performance still wasn't good enough in my eyes. You know, I know we had a backup side out there. I know we rested all the players, but even so, and this is no disrespect to Carlisle or any side in League 2, but really, we should have won the game comfortably, and we won this game relatively comfortably, yes, but we didn't create enough, we didn't play well enough, and it still wasn't good enough in my eyes. But at least we are through to the next round, and I guess that's something other than nothing. Anyway, following that, as you can see here, we saw that Craig Gardner wanted to be the replacement for Fabian Delph in the side. He wants to take over as the main man in the centre of the park with Malumbu, and I wouldn't mind doing that because Gardner has been pretty decent this season, and he is a very decent player in terms of good passing stats, and he's got high stamina as well, which I love. But the problem with Gardner is, as he's 29 years old, I've noticed he's already beginning to show signs of deterioration, and he's starting to decrease in a few stats here and there. So yeah, I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't mind keeping Gardner here and then just leaving the money and maybe signing someone else in a different position. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But as well, we saw a lot of rejects for different players and different clubs. And Everton had their £5 million bid accepted for Kramer, so we need to wait for Bayer Leverkusen to come back to us. I don't think I'm going to be able to act quick enough to sign him, because usually when a club gets a bid accepted by another team for one of their players, the deal is completed in about 2 or 3 days maximum, so I don't feel as though we're going to be able to do it. It seems like AI clubs can complete business far quicker than you can controlling your team, which is kind of unfair really, but that's just what I found. You know, the same happened with Ben Arthur in the summer transfer window. It was, I think it might have been Everton actually, and Manchester United, both wanted to sign the French winger, and so did we, but within a couple of days he already chose United, you know, so it seems like you're a bit of an unfair disadvantage when you want to sign players. But even so, we took on Everton, the side who are about to take Christoph Kramer from our grasp for the following game of today's episode, back in the Premier League of course, and you know, we're looking a bit better now, 3 wins from 3, so a little bit better now, still not too convincing. Obviously that Carlisle game summed it up really, still not doing too convincing, but even so, looking a bit better. And as we take on Everton here away from home at Goodison Park, the first chance would fall to them as Kevin Morales finds Ross Barkley, and his shot was well saved by Ben Foster. So very good save early on from our goalkeeper and our captain there to keep the score at 0-0. And from the corner it's Gareth Barry, who crossed the ball in there, inside joke. Gareth Barry crosses the ball in, it's headed away, it comes to Leighton Baines, Baines collects it, and as Creswell makes the challenge on him, it's a great chance for a 2-on-2. I quickly switch to counter-attack, Berahino finds Niang, who fake shots around his man, and Berahino screens Alcaraz, he screens him, allows Niang to run forward, and he slots the ball into the bottom corner and makes it Everton 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. So Niang scores again. It was a screen by Berahino on his first game back since coming back from his injury. Berahino seems to screen Alcaraz, Niang runs clear and makes it Everton 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. So the perfect start there, and Niang has now scored just as many goals as Brown O'Day had in his season before his injury. So great to see that Brown O'Day's replacement is doing fantastically well. So Everton 0, West Brom 1. Everton would have a couple of chances a few minutes later. McCarthy has a really good strike here, which Ben Foster makes another good save with to keep the score at 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion. So our goalkeeper called into action on quite a few occasions in the first half, but as things stood, it was still 1-0 to us. And again, he makes another really good save here, this time to the nice Stephen Naismith, and it is still 1-0. And on the stroke of half-time, Everton are through again here. Naismith striking the ball just over the bar and out for a goal kick. So 1-0 as things stood, and we were doing our best to hold our own in this game, but Everton were looking so threatening, and I was surprised they hadn't scored yet. But from that kick by Naismith, we have a goal kick and play the ball forward. Niang gives it to Yusuf Malumbu here. Malumbu slides it through to Berahino. I go with a first time chip, try and lob Tim Howard, and it hits the bar, and Everton clear the ball away. So what a goal that would have been on his comeback for Berahino, but unfortunately not, and it was still 1-0. And in the 53rd minute, Everton come forward here. Luke Garbett collects the ball, plays it inside towards Gareth Barry. Barry plays the ball across the face of goal, picks out Stephen Naismith, and he was looking very, very threatening in the first half. And Foster had made some very good saves in the first half, but there is literally nothing he can do about that. What a goal by Stephen Naismith. Absolutely fantastic finish. That brings up his 7th of the season, I think, for Everton. And what a goal it was. It was amazing. The way he sort of wrapped his foot around the ball was absolutely crazy. Picks out the top corner with relative ease, and there is nothing that Foster can do about it. His clean sheet is gone, but I guess if it's going to go, it should go to a wonder strike. What a goal by Naismith, and it is 1-1 here, and Everton are back on level terms. But in the 62nd minute, we go on the break, and as Niang turns Alcaraz here, the centre-back is playing catch-up. He's not going to catch up with Niang, who rounds Tim Howard. I thought I took the ball a bit too far wide, but I didn't. You got to trust him by Niang. He knows what he's doing. I thought right here, as I hesitated, then took the ball a bit too far wide. I thought there's no way I'm going to squeeze this in, but that is a fantastic goal by Niang. It really is. Berahino helped it on, and once Niang turned Alcaraz, he was never going to catch up. Almost messed up the one-on-one, but that is an amazing finish. Chips it in from a tight angle past the two defenders on the line, and the bench go wild as Niang makes it Everton 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. So we are back in front. It is Niang again who scores, and he's now scored more goals than Brown a Day had before he came to play as a striker for us. But Everton will get themselves back on level terms in the 72nd minute. It's a second goal for Stephen Naismith, so it was Naismith versus Niang in this game. But I have to say, for Foster's brilliance in the first half, well, this is a shot he really should have saved. This is near post, the shot isn't powerful. I'm surprised Naismith squeezed that in there. Really think our captain should have done better, but he didn't. And it's 2-2, and Everton are back on level terms. And from kickoff, well, Niang almost scored one of the goals of the series. He ran clear with some brilliant skill. It's a fantastic solo run by Niang, but he ends up hitting the post and it goes straight to Tim Howard. How frustrating was that? Would have been an amazing goal, but unfortunately it was still 2-2. And with 4 minutes to go, Ross Barkley finds James McCarthy, and unfortunately for us, Everton would indeed score the winner with 3 minutes to go. It was McCarthy, the former Wigan and Hamilton Academicals man. He goes forward and puts it into the back of the net and makes it 3-2, and Everton held on for the win. So disappointing. We led that game twice. Twice we led at Goodison Park and we let it slip. A 3-2 defeat to Everton wasn't good enough, and it's just been our season really. Inconsistent results and not good enough defensively. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please leave a like, and I'll see you for episode number 50 very soon.